Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Anastasia. If you're new here, karibu sana. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't already subscribed, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button, like this video, turn on notifications so that you don't miss any of our future travel and aviation content. Now, let's begin this by me asking a question. And the question is, have you ever sat on a plane and wondered what really happens behind the scenes? From those little pillows and blankets, to the food you eat, the seat you choose, and even the announcements you hear. There are actually plenty of things most passengers never think about, especially for passengers who do long flights. Now, this video is not about exposing airlines or criticizing airlines. As a matter of fact, airlines do an amazing job transporting millions of passengers safely across the world every single day. However, there are some fascinating facts and little known details and travel tips that can help you understand the flying experience a little better. And on my videos, that's what I'll wish to focus on. And if you haven't watched my previous videos, please go back and watch them so that we can grow in this journey together. So my question will be, did you know that the seat you choose can have a huge impact on your journey? That is, if you choose the seat before you on board your flight, or even if you choose it at the check-in counter, or that there are specific reasons why your preferred meal might not always be available by the time the food cart reaches your row. And know that feeling can actually be quite devastating for somebody who's asking for chicken and the chicken is not available, somebody who's looking for beef and beef is not available. So have you ever wondered why even the cabin lights are dimmed before takeoff and even landing? And why window shades need to be open? Or why turbulence feels much worse than it actually is? So today we are diving into some of the most interesting airline secrets and travel facts that many passengers never get to hear about. Some of these facts may surprise you, some may help your next flight more comfortable, and some may completely change the way you think about air travel. And before we begin, I have a special request. If you're a flight attendant, whether officially still on duty or retired, if you're a pilot, baggage handler, the aircraft cleaner, dispatcher, airport operation staff member, air traffic controller, anyone working in aviation, I'd love to hear from you. Would you be interested in sharing your experience in a future interview? My goal is actually to help travelers understand the incredible work that happens behind the scenes to keep aviation running smoothly. So if that's something you'll be interested in, please leave a comment below. You can even recommend to me somebody special that you're thinking of in your mind they can actually reach out to. Now I'll request you as my audience to please fasten your seatbelts, sit back, relax, and let's get started. So let's begin with something most passengers have probably used at least once during a flight, and that's the airline pillows and blankets. I know many passengers assume that every pillow and blanket they receive is brand new. The reality is, practices can vary between airlines and routes. Some airlines provide fresh disposable items, while others use reusable items that go through cleaning processes before being used again. That's one reason why many frequent travelers carry their own travel pillows, especially on long haul flights. Another thing airlines don't always tell you is that your test buds actually behave differently at 35,000 feet high. The dry cabin air and changes in pressure can actually reduce your ability to taste certain flavors. That's actually one reason airline meals may taste different from food served on the ground. In fact, airlines often adjust recipes and seasoning to compensate for this effect. And that's one reality that if you don't come into terms with, flight food can never be one of your first choices of meals. So now let's talk about meal choices. Have you ever wondered the chicken that you've ordered for only at the time when you dearly need it is not available? This happens because airline load a limited number of each meal option based on passengers' demand forecasts. Sometimes one meal is more popular than expected and runs out before the server reaches the back of the aircraft. So when you're looking for your chicken or beef, either one is available. Neither one is available, or one is available, or you get a vegetarian meal, or they give you other options. So here is another fact. Not all seats on airplane are actually equal. Some seats have extra legroom, while others may have limited recline. Some are located close to lavatories or gullies where there's more movement and noise. A seat that looks perfect when booking online might not always provide the experience you expected. Many passengers always assume that a flight delay means bad weather. Sometimes that's true, but not always. Delays can be caused by aircraft arriving late from another destination. There's air traffic congestion, there's crew scheduling regulations, maintenance checks, or even weather conditions affecting other airports entirely, not necessarily where you are. So another thing that I'll want us to think about is the turbulence. For some travelers, turbulence is one of the most stressful parts of flying. The good news is that modern crafts are designed to withstand far more stress than the turbulence encountered during normal operations. So while turbulence can feel uncomfortable, it is usually a routine part of air travel. So it's something that gets better with time when you fly, but you cannot avoid entirely. And I know some of you have noticed that cabin lights are usually dimmed before takeoff and landing on certain flights. This is done to actually create a relaxing atmosphere. It's not actually a safety procedure. Dim lights helps passengers' eyes adjust to darkness, making it easier to see and react if an emergency evacuation were ever necessary. And another thing that people always wonder about is the window shades. Flight attendants often ask passengers to open them during takeoff and landing. This allows both passengers and crew to see outside conditions and help emergency respondents assess the situation quickly if needed. And one thing I came to learn is that the work of the crew is not necessarily serving in flight. The work of the crew in most cases is surrounded about safety. So, the flight attendants are much more than hospitality professionals. And as I've mentioned, their primary responsibility is safety. They receive extensive training in emergency procedures. I know they do evacuation trainings, they do firefighting, medical emergency, and even passenger safety. Serving food and drink can all be part of a much larger role for them. So let's move to your luggage. So every day, airport handle thousands of bags moving through complex systems, and these systems involve scanners, conveyor belts, loading teams, and even connecting flights. The coordination required to ensure your luggage actually arrives at the correct destination is truly remarkable. Another interesting fact is overbooking. Many airlines sell slightly more tickets than available seats because historical data shows that some passengers don't show up. Most of the time, this works without any issue. However, when everyone arrives, airlines may ask for volunteers willing to take a later flight in exchange for compensation. And here's something frequent flyers know well. Being polite and patient can make a huge difference when things don't go according to plan. Airline staff often deal with delays, cancellation, weather disruptions, and challenging situations beyond their control. So a little kindness can actually go a long way. Perhaps the biggest secret of all is that every successful flight depends on hundreds of people working behind the scenes. These are the pilots, cabin crew, engineers, dispatcher, air traffic controllers, security teams, the caterers, the cleaners, the baggage handlers, and airport staff all play important role in getting passengers safely to their destination. So, which of these airline secrets surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And once again, if you work in aviation and like to share your experience in future interview, I'd love to hear from you. Your insights could help travelers better understand the fascinating world of aviation. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your fellow travel lovers. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Anastasia, and I'll see you in the next video. Safe travels and adios for now. Adios.